that I'm on Facebook. On my page. Okay, there we are on Facebook. So let me expand this. Do this, enter full screen. Oh. Okay, let's get started. Hello, my spectacular speakers. My name is Deborah Northcutt, and I am your speaker support consultant. Am I live, Val?
Oh, it looks like it just dropped off.
Okay.
It says live. It says up here live.
I think it's a delay. Consultant. Okay. Okay. I'm going to continue on. Okay. Now, welcome to the Sensational Speakers Lounge. What I do is I work with speakers to help them get more speaking gigs. Now, what is a speaker support consultant? It's just what I said. I work with speakers, helping them to get speaking gigs. I also work with speakers, coaches, and entrepreneurs, helping you with your back-end virtual assistant administrative needs. Just call me your go-to girl for speakers. Now, if you're watching the replay, make sure that you use the hashtag replay and put it in the comments. I always go back and check the replay to see if you have any questions, and I will be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Now, do me a favor. Let me know where you're watching from. Put your name of your city or your state in the comments so we can connect with you. And also drop your links to your website or to your social media accounts. Let's do some social networking while you're here. Now, you know how there are so many speakers out there who have a message that they want to get out to the world, but they just don't know how. And I found out as a speaker support consultant, the reason that they don't know how to get their message out is because number one, they don't have the time, or either number two, they don't know where to look. So what I do as a speaker support consultant is to help you get more speaking gigs so you can live your life and be free to get up on the stage and do what you're great at, and that's speak, and to make more money. Now, join my Facebook group. I have a Facebook group and it's called Support for Spectacular Speakers. I'd love for you to come and be a part of my community. Now, the name of today's live is Create Your Brand. And I'm so excited. I have my guest here, Val Low, who's going to talk to you about branding. But before I get started, let me read Val's bio to you. Val Low is an expert at creating order for entrepreneurs and taking them to their next level of growth and impact. Val provides wisdom on clarity, messaging that attracts ideal clients, and a brand that stands out in a crowded marketplace and online workflow. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to you, Val. Val, take it away.
Thank you. And I'm going to start sharing my screen.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna have to enable me, Deborah.
Oh, let me give you.
Welcome, everyone. Nice to be here.
Let me see. I'm so sorry. I don't.
We love technology.
Me too. I'm trying to. Okay, Val, let me go back into full screen. I don't know what I did.
Okay, but in the meantime, we're going to talk about creating your brand.
Val, I do not see how to share the screen.
I usually go to the share screen green button down at the bottom, and there's a, if you click to the side, it usually, you can pull up a little window that says share.
You know, I don't see, I normally see the share screen when I'm just sharing through Zoom,
Mhm.
but I'm not seeing it anywhere. I
Hmm.
see settings, enter full screen, continue watching, and volume. I don't know what the heck happened to share screen.
Again, don't we just love technology?
Yes, this is so weird. Okay, there's got to be a way I can share my screen. Well, hold on. I don't know if it's because I'm on Facebook Live. This is weird, weird.
And are
I
you
don't know if I'm doing this through Zoom. Let me click away for 1 second and I'll
Mhm.
be right back
Okay?
because I am not seeing how to share this screen.
Can we share
And
this?
I think it's because we're in Facebook
Mhm.
and not Zoom for some reason. Val. I feel really bad. Let me click over here. Let me go back to 1 second, Val. Let me look at
Sure.
this.
Go ahead. And if anyone's watching this, stay tuned.
Yeah, guys, stay tuned.
I've got some great ideas for you.
Live video. Schedule live video.
I guess in going into Zoom isn't going to help either, is it? Because we're already live.
Wow. I am so sorry, Val. I am not seeing anywhere on how to share screen. And I definitely wanted to see your slides that you had. Is there any way you can just talk through your slides? I mean, if I can't
I
pull it
can
up.
talk through, but gosh, there's so many nice slides here that just make it.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I want to get you up. I want to get your slides up.
Mhm.
There should be.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if we should have done that through Zoom to start with.
You know what? Do you want to go out and start all over in Zoom? Just do it through Zoom? Because I don't see any, sorry.
Okay. Do you want me to come back in again?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out and then I'm gonna come back and start all over and we'll just do it through Zoom and I won't even share it to Facebook. How's
Oh,
that?
okay. Well, whatever works.
Because I would love for you to share your slides.
Yes.
I want you to share your slides. But I don't see anywhere here. Hold on. There's something else here.
Yeah. Somebody in the audience is probably going, you just do this. Speak up louder. We want to hear.
I don't see how you share. No, it's not telling me how to share here.
Okay.
I see all kinds of stuff to pause and play, but no sharing. This is so weird. And we are on Zoom because I see Zoom down at the bottom. Do you see that on the right-hand side?
Mhm.
Okay, the only thing I can say, Val, is to go out
Okay.
and to just use Zoom. That's the only thing I can see in order for us to share. So I'm going to click out and I'll come back on, and then when you come in, I'll omit you, and we'll just do it on Zoom.
Okay. Whatever
Okay.
works for you.
All right, I'm clicking off.
All right.
Let me get out of here. Shut this down. Okay. Go back in a new tab, and how did I do that? Okay, Val, this is much better. It's saying it's being streamed on Facebook. Now I can. Did you want me to start from the very beginning, or do you want me to just share the screen and you can show
Sure.
your slides?
Yeah, we still need to get me sharing my slides. So
Okay,
can you go into Zoom and do that?
sure. I'm in Zoom right now, so I gave you permission. Share permissions. You should be able to share your screen.
Ah, there we go. Yes.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
Great.
You want me to go right ahead or shall we
Yes.
just wait a minute?
No, go right ahead, Val.
All righty, then I'm going to start my slides now. There, can you see them?
I can.
Awesome. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Technology Day Not Working for Us, or Us Not Working for Technology. I'm just moving some windows here so that I can see everyone. Okay, there we go. Welcome to Creating Your Brand. Creating your brand, and the great dilemma about creating your brand is, how do you stand out in the marketplace? There is so much noise going on in the marketplace. And how do we stand out? How do we get attention? And what from I understand is that pretty soon there's going to be a whole lot more noise in the marketplace because we're coming through summer and the holidays. A lot of us have been able to get out and take some holidays. School's coming. We're kind of sort of getting to some normalcy, and people are apparently going to be really doing a lot of marketing in the next few months. So how do we stand out with our brand? So today, what you're going to discover is how you can do that, how you can create a brand that attracts clients. And the first thing we're talking about is your customer journey. And I like to call it customer wow, like how you make that experience for them, give them those expectations and build that trust, what your unique brand is, and the message that matters with your brand. So just a little bit about me. I started out as a professional organizer, organizing entrepreneurs in their offices, and I did a great job for them, but sometimes it didn't stick. Sometimes it could be right back where they started from. And then I went down this trail of mindset, productivity, getting a coaching certification, finance certifications, all kinds of research and finding out what does work. And then recently realizing that entrepreneurs just really need to get their message out there. Clear message, a clear brand, and a structure that supports that brand. So that's a little bit about me. And if you stick around to the end, I have this freebie for you, the best times to post on social media. So stick around and you can have that in the end. The power of a brand. You've got a great brand and you're going to have growth. You're going to have sales. Customers are going to resonate with you. They're going to see you and resonate with you. There's going to be awareness. People are going to recognize your brand and know what you do and how you do it and how you support people. And then you're going to have success. Success is, one of those things that most of us, I think, would like to have. So your brand is very powerful. And as you know, there are all kinds of brands out there that give us a certain image. I mean, we look at some of these brands, we just have an immediate image or feeling of them. And there's a big difference between Disney and Harley Davidson. There's a big difference. And big brands know how to do that, how to use that to draw people to them. So it's all about the customer. One of the pieces is all about the customer experience journey. You want to uncover ways that to provide exceptional customer experience that has your clients keep you top of mind, referring you, coming back to you, and others in your circle of influence get to know you so much better. A little story. Just imagine you've gotten out of this pandemic, you finally got together with a good friend, and you decide you want to go for a burger. So there's this place down the road and it's quick and fast, and okay, let's go down there and have a burger. And you go in and there's nobody in there, but you wait and you wait and you wait and you wait in line. And as the clerk and everybody's going around doing their thing, and they finally come and help you, and they're not very pleasant with you. You make your order and you go sit down and you wait and you wait and you wait and you wait some more. And you finally ask, is our burger coming? And, they, oh yeah, okay, I'll go and check. And it comes to you and it's cold and it's not very tasty. And you go away from there with an experience that wasn't quite so good. So imagine now you meet with your friend again a few months later and you said, we did get a really good burger. I hear this place down the road is really good. Let's try it. And you go in and there's lots of people there and people are talking and laughing and there's a lineup, but it's not too long. And you get to the front of the line and the clerk says, hey, how can I help you? And you make your order and you go sit down and right away they bring you your drinks. And you notice that the place you're sitting, the booth you're sitting in is very comfortable and there's lovely placemats. And on the wall, the full size, the wall is the founders of this restaurant and their story and the colors around just make you feel so welcome, just like almost like you're at home. And before you know it, here comes your food and it's presented nicely and it's steaming hot and it's delicious. So you know where I'm going with this, right? All of us have had customer experiences that we remember. And you might be going out and saying, hey, you won't believe this horrible experience we had down at the greasy burger joint down the road. But if people come to you and say, hey, we want to have a burger, where do you suggest? You say, oh, go to this place. It's really good. So you want to have that customer experience. Give the customer a journey. Take them on this journey that has them just nicely flowing through to the end of the journey with you, that they remember you, that they've had a good experience. Because the experience matters. It matters how you show up and how you present and how you give that person, those persons, that memorable experience that they want to talk about. You want to find out who those people are, who they are, what they do. You want to find out who they are so that you can easily pick them out in a crowd. Are they a man, a woman, their age, their personality? Are they business owners? What's their industry? What's their income? Where do they live? Do they have a family? All of those pieces, and get to know them so well that you can give them that customer experience journey that they're looking for. And make them smile. When they think of you, they smile. They willingly want to refer you to others. So I have a question. Who are your clients? And what experience are they looking for? Who are they? What's the experience they're looking for? And maybe you can think about your clients right now, the people that you're serving. Or maybe you're even in a job right now. Same idea. Who are those clients and what experience are they looking for? And how can you serve them in a better way? Okay, so now you're thinking about your client or the people that you serve. The next is your unique brand. Creating that brand that stands out, that shows you as the expert. Because a brand is more than just a logo. The promise of an experience makes your brand memorable. And that's what we want to do, is give them that great experience. So I live kind of close to Vancouver, British Columbia. And about an hour and a half ferry ride takes you to Vancouver Island. Some of you may be familiar with Victoria on Vancouver Island. It's a pretty well-known place. There's the Empress there, and you can go for high tea. It's a really cool place to go. But on Vancouver Island, about a couple hours drive north of Victoria, is a place called Coombs. It's not a town. It's not a village. It's not anything but an area. It's just an area called Coombs. And back in the 50s, a fellow came from Norway and he built this log cabin with a sod roof. And it's environmentally friendly. You know, with that insulation, it's cool in the summer. And in the winter, that gives you the insulation for warmth. And in 1973, a family took over this property and they decided to have a fruit stand because people were traveling from that side of the island to the other side of the island. And they thought, well, let's have a fruit stand and we can provide that for locals and people going traveling across the island. So they said, what if? This first year, they said, what if we started a fresh fruit stand by the highway? And they did that. But they soon found that the grass was growing taller and taller and taller on this sod roof. And they thought, well, we could mow it, but that's kind of awkward. So they thought, well, let's go to our neighbors and see if we can borrow their goats. So they borrowed their neighbors' goats, and the goats happily went on the roof and started eating the grass and kept it so that it was kind of mowed. And you know what? It's a wonderful habitat. or goats. So again, the family was saying, what if we had this fresh fruit stand? And the next year they said, what if we sold hamburgers for travelers that are going across the island? And the next year, what if we built a market? So they built this old country market, as it's called, and it's a mixture now of shops and eateries for locals and visitors. And the owners are committed to providing a positive, meaningful environment, respectful environment for all, and a unique and enjoyable shopping experience. They've got all kinds of shops there. Eateries like ice cream place and burger place and a candle shop, and their market themselves has all kinds of gifts and fruits and vegetables and everything you can imagine. It's a really great place to travel to. And Goats on the Roof, which is called now the market with the goats on the roof, is one of the top places in tourism in BC. It's a top tourist designation in British Columbia, this little place with goats on the roof. And if you have a question about, ever wonder what it's like to live on the roof of the old country market, or how the roof stays so green, or even the best flavor of ice cream, then you know what you can do? You can email a goat. You can email Minion or Nibbles or Willie, and they'll gladly send an email back to you. So you are your own brand. And again, how are you standing out in the marketplace? One of the things that we do in our company is discovering your brand personality or your brand archetype. What's the personality of your brand? Who are you and how do you present that into the marketplace? You could be a nurturer, you could be a romantic, you could be an explorer. What are those? What's that personality that you have in you that you share with the marketplace so that you actually stand out? Who are you? What do you stand for? And what's your expertise? You can create your brand story, your brand promise, and be the one that people think of when they think of your particular industry. So another question, how do you create a brand that stands out? What are some of the things that you can do to stand out in the marketplace? Now, I know I mentioned that brand isn't about logo, but a logo can be an important piece of it. And if you are putting together these pieces, make sure it looks professional. You want to have maybe and have someone that create it for you. You can even go on Fiverr if you want and have someone create a logo for you. But find something that resonates with you, that goes with your brand, that is professional and really represents you. Make sure that your typography or your fonts are consistent. You want to have 2 or 3 different fonts that you use throughout everything and keeping them similar, whether that's on your website or in social media or in your paper. If you have still making a business card, you want to make sure everything is consistent across all of your platforms. Colors are important too. You want to make sure that your colors are similar. 2 or 3 colors. You have 2 or 3 main colors and maybe some complementary colors that go with it, but you want to make them same again across all platforms. You can see throughout the presentation, I've got 2 or 3 colors, maybe 4 colors I'm using, a couple of different 2 or 3 different fonts, consistent throughout. And then again, your imagery. What are those images you're using? Does it represent your brand? Is it consistent throughout? Across all your platforms. Consistent, uniquely presented across all your platforms. And that you may have many platforms and you want to have that platform flow, like I was just talking about. You may have some of these different programs that you're using for that. For us in our company, we use Kartra for some of our clients. We can set them up, or we can, if they have Kartra, we can go in and help them with their Kartra platform, and it's got your email and landing pages, place for your membership or some of your courses if you want to put in there. It's got everything all in one. So you want to be thinking about that. How can you make that flow happen? Maybe you've got MailChimp and maybe you've got Teachable. And how do you make that flow happen across your platform as well. Creating your brand voice, like how you're speaking to your customers, your brand, your values, your expertise. So, more questions. Got you thinking today, don't I? How do you create a brand that's consistent across all platforms? How are you going to do that? Or what are you doing? How can you make it better? So the third thing we're going to talk about is the message. How do you create that message that matters? You want to uncover and craft a message that resonates with those potential clients, people that refer to you. You want to make a message that just resonates with them, because there's so much noise out there. People are yelling, hey, I can do this for you, and I can do that, and come over here, and I can do all these wonderful things for you. But we don't want to be sold to. We like to buy, but we don't like to be sold to. So how can you talk to your audience, the people that you want to influence? How can you speak to them so that the message is clear, so that it attracts them to you? It's not talking about all those great things you can do. You can do all those great things, and you can show them that when they get interested in you. But you want to talk their language. What are they saying? For instance, when I was doing organizing, one of the things that, or a couple of things that people would say is, there's just too much to do and too little time. Or they might say, I'm spinning my wheels. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels. And I would use that language in my marketing. I would say some of the things, or I'd talk to them about it. I'd say, I know that you've got so much to do. I know there's not enough time on your plate, but how can we help you to get more time? So it's saying those things, giving that language, kind of giving it back to them, but that helps to draw them in. It helps them to trust in you, and it resonates. And then people start to get closer to you and pay more attention to who you are and what you're doing. So you want to create that customer experience, that customer wow, that gives them that experience that they remember you in a good way. You want to create a brand that's consistent across all your platforms, and you want to create a message that draws them into you, that speaks their language. So another question. Actually, it's just a reminder to say who you are, what you stand for, and what your expertise is. You want people to know that so clearly that they can say, hey, this person can help you because they do this. So what's next for you? What's going to make the rest of this year exceptional for you? You can choose the right tools and actions to stand out in the marketplace, to deliver that experience that make your brand memorable so that people love to talk about you. As I promised, I'm going to put into the chat the link for this particular best times to post social media. If you'd like to pick that, you're more than welcome to pick that up. And also, if you'd like to discover your brand personality, I'm more than welcome to have a conversation with you, quick 15-minute conversation about that, or what we're doing right now, a lot of is refreshing websites. We're going in and making that message clear, and that first header that people come and see, that first thing that they see, make sure they know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. Changing up the image a little bit, just refreshing websites. If you want to talk to me about that as well, or just come and ask some questions about what's the next steps for you. More than welcome to do that. So there's some links here. I'll put them in the chat as well, Deborah, for anyone that's interested in doing that. So there you go, Deborah. And
Thank you, Val. I had to unmute myself. Thank you so much for your presentation. Now, you were saying that there were questions that was coming up. Is that questions on Facebook? Because I'm looking and I don't see any questions.
No, that was questions that I'm asking the audience.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Asking them, I'm making the audience think about, some of those questions. Is your brand clear across all your platforms?
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking to them so that they actually understand what you're saying?
Okay.
Things.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. I learned so
Oh,
much.
good.
But I do have a couple of questions though,
Okay.
Val.
Mhm.
I'm sure you went over this when you were talking, but why did you choose to build your business around this niche of branding?
Well, when the pandemic happened,
Mhm.
I was looking at what I do with helping entrepreneurs to get more efficient, be more organized, and we still need to do that.
Mhm.
I really thought, well, what's the one thing that they really need right now? And it was getting online, because we needed to get a lot of people needed to get online to do
Yes.
those things.
Mhm.
And so I started actually with Kartra, because that's a great place, a one place platform that you can do that with. It's got everything you need to get online. And then I shifted into branding and messaging, because that's an important piece too. You got to get so clear. We've got about 3 to 8 seconds with the banner on our websites. When people come to our website, 3 to 8 seconds before they go, I don't know what you do, and they click and go away.
So true.
Or they go, oh, I'm interested, and they start finding out a little bit more about you. So
Mhm.
it's so important how you present yourself with your messaging. So that's why I started doing that.
Most definitely. Excuse me. You can say that again. It's definitely important how you present yourself. As a speaker, you definitely need to present yourself, in a professional way. And it plays a big part, when it comes to your colors on your website and your branding and your fonts and the pictures, everything that you put up there. Everything is all about branding. And you want to put your best foot forward,
Yes.
as a speaker, not only as a speaker, but as anyone, who's
Mhm.
putting themselves out there. Now, colors play a lot in branding, and I didn't know that. Me personally, when I first heard about branding, well, I'm sure a lot of people thought this. I thought branding was colors, but I thought it was just colors, your font, your website, your business cards, things like branding plays such an important part in our lives. And you were talking about a restaurant, about going to this greasy hamburger place. And branding also is all about customer service too. If you go to a restaurant, and people always want recommendations, so you definitely want to give great customer service, which is your branding, to have people recommend your restaurant, to other people. I've gone to places where I've had horrible customer service, and I would never recommend that restaurant to anyone. The branding was just terrible. So how do you create a brand that stands out? I think you did touch on that a little bit, but can you kind of go into that a little bit more?
Yeah. The thing that I like, as I mentioned in our company, is we like to use branding with archetypes. That finds out what your personality is,
Oh,
like your
okay.
signature archetype and your complementary archetypes as well.
Mhm.
And for instance, okay, I'm just thinking about romantic, because I have someone I know that's a romantic, and romantics love that richness. They love
Yes.
luxury and that romantic attitude. So they're going to bring in rich colors and maybe some script fonts
Mhm.
into their branding. And then, as I'd mentioned with the branding with archetypes, then we go in and we find your brand brilliance and your brand promise and the stand you make in your brand. So there's several pieces that we actually come up with that gives you that foundation for your brand. And it's so important to find that personality. And I showed some of those companies that we know so well. Even I'm just Coca-Cola is coming to my mind.
Yeah.
We just Coca-Cola. Oh yeah, I know what that is. And
Mhm.
I can almost hear that when you lift the lid and it goes, I
Yes,
can
it
almost hear
is.
that.
Mhm.
So that's what you want to do with your brand, is bring it to life, is give some
Oh.
personality to it. And then I'll add the colors that resonate with that particular brand, because the
Mhm.
romantic with those rich colors is way different than someone that says is an explorer. And there may be greens and earthy kind of tones. So it's really important to bring that across in your branding, and it resonates with certain people.
That's true. I had to find out myself exactly what do colors mean. Colors have a meaning.
Mhm.
Like
They
you
do.
said, rich colors like purples and reds and oranges. Those, like I said, those colors are for people who have a big personality. You would not put those colors with someone who's quiet and more reserved. They would need more of a cool, calm type of color like greens and blues and things like that. And colors play a big part, when it comes to branding.
Yes.
And I found that out definitely. Now, talking about how there's so much noise out there in the world, and there is, what can you do differently to make yourself stand out, with your brand?
I know it's quite a question, but the things that I mentioned in the presentation here, like
Mhm.
finding out who your customer is and getting to know them so well that you can pick them out in the
Yes.
crowd, like getting to know
Yes.
them so well that then you can give that messaging to them. You can target who they are and building your brand so you've got that personality, that feeling, giving a great experience. I mean, all those pieces do come across. Yeah, it is a noisy marketplace, but being like that, giving who you are clearly. I mentioned the websites, and I've gone to a couple websites recently, and I went, and I know who they are. I know the people are.
Mhm.
I don't know what you do. I come to your website. I don't know what you do. I mean, I can dig around and find out, but that first header, I don't know. And I think, my goodness, all I need to do is have, here's who we are. Like, are you struggling with organizing?
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
Can you see your desk? If not, we can help you. I mean, it's just really clear about who it is, who you're targeting, and who it is, and the message that.
Exactly. And if you're not clear, people are not going to stay on your website if they don't see what you do right away,
Yes.
if they don't see how you can help them, you're right, they're gone. They are gone because people's attention spans are so short,
Mhm.
which is true. And you do have to do something to hook them. I guess that's a good way of putting it,
It is.
of hooking them, into your website and letting them know that, hey, I'm the person, that can really help you with your problems, solve your problems. But if everything's all discombobulated and not making any sense, I'm like you, I'm gone. I'm gone because I just don't understand exactly what you do. And that's a part of branding also.
It
So
is. Yeah.
yeah.
And just to add, Deborah, that the part of branding too is when we're networking, when we're out meeting. I mean, I've been meeting a whole lot of people now since we've gone more virtual. It's really been a fantastic time.
Okay.
But when you're in a networking group, you want to have that clear introduction to the
Yes.
audience. It's part of your brand as well. Like, take what we just talked about here with your brand, make that so clear, and it just fits right in nicely with your brand, like clearly what you do, and you can say, this is what I do, here's how I can help you,
Mhm.
here's how you can reach me.
Exactly. But it's so hard for me. I can only speak for myself. It's so hard to get your message clear. You have to constantly tweak it and work with it.
Mhm.
I think my message is clear, but I've gone to some networking events myself and I gave my elevator speech and people are like, okay, well, I really still don't understand what you do.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's definitely a part of branding. You definitely have to have that elevator pitch down, where people understand exactly what you do, or you're just not going to connect with the people that you need to
Mhm.
connect with while you're out networking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't have any more questions for you, Val, but I am so excited and I thank you so much for taking out the time and coming here to talk to my tribe about branding. I learned a lot myself, and hopefully, everyone that was on the live or who listens to the replay learns just as much as I did. And remember, don't forget to pick up Val's freebie that she has for you. She put the link in the chat,
Mhm.
but I'm going to take the link and let me save this. Make sure I save this, Val. Save the chat.
Yep.
So
Save
I'll
it.
take the link and I'm going to post it, in my groups. So therefore, you'll have the link so you can download her social media freebie. And also, what was the other thing that you offered? A
Oh,
focus call, a
yes,
call
creating.
with Val.
Mhm.
Yes, and also you can schedule a call with Val if you want to find out more about branding. I will also post that in my Facebook groups too. So thank you so much, Val. I really appreciate you coming on. I learned a lot, and I hope everyone that listened learned a lot also. So I'm going to stop the recording.